Welcome to Becoming One Flesh.
Welcome.
Thank you all for joining us. So we're doing something a little different today. We're going to do an audio broadcast, and we want to talk about when past baggage haunts your marriage, because the past, things from the past, can really affect a relationship when you don't really deal with those things. They can really change how you and your spouse deal with your marriage. And so those are some of the things we want to really talk about today.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and get started.
Yeah.
One area that can affect a relationship is past rejection.
Okay.
And I don't know if you wanted to.
No, go ahead.
Yeah,
just go ahead. We'll chime in together.
Okay. But past rejection can really harm a person when you have, maybe you've given your all, or you've dealt with a relationship prior, you've been honest or faithful, whatever the case is, and maybe you've been rejected before, or you haven't, maybe you've been honest, whatever it is, and you just weren't really accepted as being yourself, or whatever the case is, and you just fear that, not fear of not being able to really lay it all out there, so to speak.
Okay.
I think that can be challenging.
But check this out though. Just say you lay it all out there, and the other individual takes that information against you. And when they take that information against you, they use it as a tool to cause you to be rejected. Wow. Because I don't feel this way. You shouldn't be this. You shouldn't do that. And they use it as a tool to harm you. Yeah. Instead of understanding, because let's look at it, man. Ain't nobody perfect.
Of course.
And we've all in our past and everything else have made mistakes, have made bad decisions, have done things that may not have been the best. And when you lay it all out there, what they say, bring it all to the table. When you bring it all to the table, you're looked at differently.
Yes.
You understand?
Sure.
So then they reject truth. They rather live in that place to where, as well, I thought she was like this. I thought he was this. But now I see it's not. So then they use it as a tool against you, instead of using it as a tool to say, okay, maybe he's went through that, maybe she's went through that, but then let's build from that. And don't look at the past, but let's look at the present. Let's look at the future. But what happens is that now it causes your relationship to be in a place of turmoil. And when I say turmoil, I'm saying that now, well, I can't say this to him because he gonna think this. I can't say this to her because she gonna think that. And that brings a lot of stuff into the relationship, because now you can't be honest.
Brings a lot of fear.
Yeah. You can't be honest. You can't be real. So now now the other individual is living in a place of falsehood, because I can't tell my husband how I feel about this. I can't tell my wife how I feel about this.
Yeah.
Because the fear of being what? Rejected.
Yes. And it's sad to say, but I think that a lot of times, though people want truth, everybody can't handle the truth.
Yeah. Because I remember, and I'm being transparent between me and you.
Yes.
A lot of things that happened in my life, I didn't want my wife to know. So I didn't tell her. But it came up, because I was being fearful of being rejected. I didn't understand the actual love that she had for me. So what I did, I disclosed a lot of things. And you know that. I disclosed a lot of things. And it wasn't until you told me, man, just tell me everything. I can deal, like you said, I can deal with truth.
Yes.
But if you're going to disclose stuff, that means you lying to me.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? And my fear of being rejected because I've been rejected before because of my truth. I said, well, I can't tell her this. I can't do this. I can't do that, and it almost destroyed our relationship until you was bold enough to say, all right, brother, tell me everything. Because when you tell me everything, I can handle it. Give me the chance to process it. And when that happened, it brought a bond that was unbreakable. The chains, just like the chains were broken, but as long as I conceal things, because of my fear of rejection, then we both were in bondage.
Yeah. And we both had dealt with past rejection as well.
Yeah.
So both of us definitely had that, and we had to learn that we could trust each other.
That's it.
And I think the more that we communicated and talked and shared with each other, then I believe that's how we learned how to trust each other.
Yeah.
So that's what helped. And I'm sorry.
No, what I was getting ready to say was that you didn't withhold nothing from me, though.
Yeah, I think
you did.
Yeah, no,
you didn't. You said, "Man, this is what happened. This is so and so and so and so and so." And through that, how can I make this make sense? Through that, I saw who you were. Yet and still, I was in torment because I couldn't tell you what I've been through.
Okay,
gotcha. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Gotcha.
Yeah. And another area is broken trust.
Okay.
People deal with trusting people and having that broken before, and we've dealt with that.
Yeah.
We've dealt with that, and before we been together, and we dealt with that, and we were together. Broken trust.
Yeah.
Well, how you get through that broken trust is being honest.
Yeah, that's the key.
Is honesty. Is telling the truth. Is talking and being willing to be accountable as well.
Yeah.
About everything.
Yeah.
Is that's how you are able to heal from that broken trust, is to put it all out there and be accountable and being able to work through the hurt and the pain of it. Because what we do is it's dangerous when you try to over spiritualize things that you really need to be dealing with and talking about.
Yeah.
It's though we are believers, we don't live in a bubble. And we have to remember that we live in a fallen world. We live in a world where life is going to happen. Things are going to happen.
Yes.
And no matter how saved we are, we're not going to be able to avoid trouble and pain and turmoil and different things like that. We're going to go through things. And if we are constantly trying to avoid truth, then how is it that we're going to be able to heal and to move forward and to deal with things that we need to deal with? Jesus said that, you will know the truth. And he said that the truth is what's going to make you free.
Make you free, yeah.
So the truth is where the freedom is.
Yeah.
So as long as we're willing to deal with truth, you can have freedom. As long as you're ignoring truth, then this picture that you see, this is what you're going to have.
You're going to be in bondage.
You're going to be in bondage. You're going to be in chains as long as you're ignoring what's really going on in your relationship and not willing to deal with the truth that'll really break those chains that are really holding you.
But let me ask you a question, because I always ask you stuff. When you've been rejected and when you dealt with that, then it makes it hard to trust. Because people that you have given your trust to rejected you and hurt you.
Yes.
So now you're always kind of like side-eyed. I'm not going to give 100%. I'll give 20 or I'll give 30 because I've been down this road before. So my question is this: how do you overcome that thing?
Is for one, I would say getting the help you need. If it's to the point to where I'm thinking if I had trust issues to that point, then I probably wouldn't be in a relationship.
Oh, okay.
Because to me,
okay.
I don't
that
think
makes sense.
I don't think it will be fair
Yeah, that makes
that
sense.
I already have all these barriers up and these walls up. It's not fair for me to bring somebody into that if I'm already on 10. And for me to bring somebody into that and I got all these walls up, to me it defeats the purpose of me having a relationship. I would get help, get counseling or something to deal with that first. And then I have to renew my mind about the rejection and understand that the person that rejected me is not everybody that I'm dealing with.
It's not that person.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
Exactly.
I got you.
So it's like you have to renew your mind. You have to retrain your mind to heal from that trauma and to get past that trauma and to realize that that was something that happened, but that does not define your life and that does not define your relationship.
Okay.
That you can move past that and move forward from it. But every person is not going to be that person that may have rejected you and done those things to you.
It's kind of like I got bit by a dog.
Mm-hmm.
But then all dogs ain't gonna bite me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to work through that. I see what you're saying too, man.
Yeah, because it's in the mind. That mind is a powerful thing.
I get it. I get it. Yeah.
So it's like your mind has to be renewed, retrained to think differently about that.
Okay.
Now, childhood pain is another thing. We all know some people have had a lot of childhood pain, and some people may have had really difficult childhoods, and and different things like that, and that can definitely take a toll in a relationship. And again, you can't. It's something that can be overcome. None of these issues that we're talking about can't be overcome.
Yeah.
Whatever the correct word is.
Tomatoes.
Yeah. You can overcome these things.
Yeah.
But it's about being honest and putting in the work to renew your mind, as we said, and to be free from them. So childhood pain is something that you can be free from and that you can get help about. And another thing it has to do with also is, is forgiving those that have caused you pain in your childhood.
And
realizing your parents did what they did and they did the best that they could do.
Okay.
Because they knew what they knew at the time, and they did, they just did the best they could with what they had.
Okay.
And so, but that's something that could be overcome, because I know I dealt with a lot of that in my relationships. I had a lot of childhood pain, and it wasn't until I was able to really understand that I had to realize that my parents aren't perfect, but they did the best they could with what they had.
Okay. All right.
And, and I had to remember that they did the best they could with what they had. And I thank God for them. And for the things that they taught me, for the things that I've learned.
Okay.
And I had to be like empathetic to say, what would I have done had I been in their shoes?
Wow.
Had I seen what they've seen?
Wow.
Had I dealt with what they've dealt with?
Wow.
Could I say that I would have done better than them? Could I say that I would have, did worse or whatever? Could I have said that I would not have made the mistakes or whatever the case is? So I really had to get past the, I guess the why, and to really look at them as people. Because I think sometimes we don't see our parents as being human beings.
Wow, that's good, babe.
We don't look at them as being able to make mistakes, because they're supposed to get everything right. They're supposed to do everything right, and we don't look at them in a human form. And I think I didn't look at them that way. And once I did, and I'm like, what if that was you?
Okay.
Then that helped me to heal and to forgive and to say, you know what? They did what they could do. And so, that kind of helped me to move forward in that area.
So what you telling me now, you had to change your perspective.
I had to change my perspective. Exactly.
And when you do that, you can deal with the pain instead of passing your pain on to somebody else.
Exactly.
But when you change your perspective, you were able to live. You were able to get past what you thought was perfect and understand that, you know what? They're human.
Yeah.
Because that was, when you said that just now, a bulb just went off. They are human beings, And even though some things may have hurt you, some things may have dealt with you from a mental place and all of that. When you change your perspective and say, you know what would I have done? Or they people too.
Yeah.
I lift them up because I trust my parents. I trust so and so, and maybe things didn't work out the way I thought they should have. But once you change your perspective, you was able to not, like I said, give your pain to me. You know what I'm saying? And we talk, me and my wife, we talk about a lot of things. So y'all just know we discussed a lot of deep things at a lot of deep times, and it's brought us through. And that's something I think that we as individuals in relationships, we need to talk about the painful things, the hidden things, that we have a better understanding of each other, but then it will be therapy for each other. And like you said, even if you have to have counseling or go to counseling and together or do whatever you need to do, that you can deal with that, whereas you don't take that baggage into the relationship.
Yes.
Because it has destroyed a lot of relationships.
Oh, yes, it can. It really can.
It really has.
It really can. And, and as well, previous relationships, fear of being hurt, all of those things, all of those things can take a toll on our marriages. But, the word also lets us know that those things that have happened in the past, of course, we don't pretend they didn't happen and, act like we've never been hurt or act like those things didn't impact our lives.
Yeah.
But what we don't do is we don't allow those things to haunt us and rule and reign in our relationships that we're in our marriages today. Because nothing should be more important than where we are right now. We have to look at it, and I've said this before. In a car, it's a reason why the rear view mirror is smaller than the windshield.
Go ahead on that.
It's a reason. It will be so hard if we were always looking backwards, trying to drive forward.
Yeah.
But we always supposed to take a glance in the rear view. But you always supposed to spend more time looking forward than you do looking backwards.
You know what, babe? And I just thought about that because I just saw that mirror on the passenger side. It says the objects in this mirror appear to be closer than they are.
Than they really are.
And so when we are constantly looking in that place, we'll think that things are right there on us when they really aren't. Because if the mirror not the mirror, but the windshield is where you're going. And if you're constantly looking in that mirror, you'll always live in a place of fear. You'll always live in a place of rejection. You'll always live in a place of pain. You'll always live in that place, and you'll always see the relationship that you have with your spouse now is what you had before. And it destroys you.
Yes.
It really destroys you, babe. I appreciate you saying that. I didn't even think about that. I appreciate that.
So to sum this up, you don't have to be subject to your past. As we said, we don't ignore it and pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But you can move forward from it. You can get help, talk about it, but you don't have to let it define where you are right now.
Right.
And you don't have to keep allowing it to haunt you, and the memories and all of those things to keep coming up and haunting you and pulling you backwards when you should be focusing and going forward. So we just wanted to just bring some encouragement to you all today to know that you can keep moving forward, that you are not the mistakes that you made, you're not the bad choices that you made, that you can still continue to go forward and have the kind of marriage that is best for you to have. And you can still continue to thrive and be blessed and enjoy your marriage that the Lord has given you.
Yes.
So we hope you've enjoyed this.
Can I say one thing, baby, before we go? You and I were sitting downstairs in the den. That was yesterday. And we had a conversation, and this ties into this. We had a conversation that there were things in my life that I didn't do correct, but I thought I was being correct, you know. And you told me, you said, man, if I'd have known you then, this wouldn't have happened. But this is the key. We came to a point that said, you know what? If these other things would have happened, we wouldn't know each other now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And we have to understand that I'm not saying that God causes these things to happen, but in his allowance to these things, bring us to a place to where we can get past the rejection. We can get past the broken trust. We can get past the pain. We can get past the thoughts and the mindset of past relationships. We can get past the feelings of being hurt again and being abused or used again.
Yes.
When we see the providence of God in our lives.
Yes.
Because he's sovereign.
Yes.
He's the sovereign one.
Yes.
And even though we don't fully understand why we go through things and what situations happen or why people are they are and all that stuff, when we understand the sovereignty of God and his purpose and plan for our lives, then we can live and not die.
That's right. Amen.
Amen.
We thank y'all for joining us.
Yes.
We hope this blessed y'all.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all on the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.